Okay, welcome back, drawing students. Today we're going to talk about drawing pencils. So there are lots of different pencils. I don't know how well you can see that, but they all have different numbers or letters on them, and those things all mean something different. Okay, so we're going to go through those today. I'm going to start by making a value scale on my paper. I know at the beginning of the quarter you probably had a handout that had a value scale for pencil blending. You may have used that with your regular pencil already. If not, you can use that, but I'm just gonna make one on in my sketchbook here. So I'm gonna use this ruler. I'm gonna use 9 inches because it's easy. I'm gonna just go around my paper. Okay, and then I'm gonna just mark off like 9 little tick marks. If you don't have a ruler, just guess. This doesn't have to be perfect. I always do 9 boxes. It's one of those things I learned in college, and so I've just always done it that way. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. All right. Okay, so on to our pencils. When I do my value scales, I typically start light over here and then I work to dark. Does it matter which way you go? Nope, it's just what I have always done. So on the light side, we want to start with the lightest pencil that we have. So in your totes that I have out around the room, you will find a set of pencils. There's 2 sets in each tote, okay? So I'm gonna start with the lightest pencil I have, and this is a 2H pencil. So I'm just gonna write 2H down here. H pencil means that this lead in here, it's really hard. So when I start using this, when the color comes off, it's really, really light. Yeah. Now obviously I could push harder and get a darker value, but when you're working with an H pencil, this is really a pencil that you're gonna wanna sketch with. And I'm just gonna write that. You can even hear it on the paper when you are using it. You can hear the scratchiness of it, okay? From the 2H, I'm gonna work into my HB pencil, which will be in this area somewhere. Now, I don't have one pencil for every box. That's okay. Again, you can push a little harder on the pencil to help get a little bit darker value. So here's your HB, and I'm trying to use the same amount of pressure on these, at least to start with. So you can see it's a little darker. This HB, you could sketch with this. You might even be able to do a little bit of value, as long as the value is light. It's a very light shade. All right. From that one, I might go on to 2B. Let's see. Kind of want to plan out where I'm at. 2B, 4B, 6B. Yep, somewhere there. All right, so this one is a 2B. And notice I'm kind of putting the 2B not necessarily in the center of this. It's because this could go either way, again, with the amount of pressure that you have. I'm going to try to use the same amount of pressure that I used on those, just to show you the difference in what they'll look like when you put them on the paper. Okay. So with that, I might even add that one into this next box, but I'm going to add a little more pressure. So you can see it gets a little darker. We want these values to be a gradual change. All right, so that was my 2B. The next one is a 4B. So I'm going to put that about here. When you get to using your pencils, you'll notice how soft the B pencils are. The B pencil is a shading pencil. It's what it's meant to do. I think I'm going to keep going with my 4B into this one as well. So my 2B, I did through here in that range. So my 4B will come down. So I'm just going to add a little more pressure to try to make that value a little bit darker. All right. So the next pencil that we have then is a 6B. That's going to be in this range. The light shining on it, it's hard to see it. All right, and then we go to the next one, adding a little more pressure. So the B pencils are great when you are doing larger areas because they are so soft. Hopefully you can see the difference there. And then the last pencil that I have is an ebony, which is probably somewhere between an 8 or a 10 B pencil, which I do have some of those. I just didn't have enough to get out to everybody. So I had enough of the ebonies. So here we go. See how this one looks. Again, trying to use that same amount of pressure. You'll see it probably is starting to get a little bit shiny too. So I'm going to stand up just so I can look at it a little bit. Looks pretty good. You know, it's pretty gradual. I like that. So those are your pencils, starting at the 2H, HB, 2B, 4B, 6B, and the ebony pencil. I'm just going to write on here, H pencil means that it is going to be a light value. A B pencil is going to be a shade, or it's going to be the darker values. So these are sketching pencils, and B pencils are shading pencils. All right. Notice also the higher the number on your B pencils, okay, the higher the number is the darker the value. Okay, when you are talking about the H pencils, the higher the number on your H pencils, like this is a 2, that it gets lighter. So the lighter the pencil. Oops, the lighter the value. Now, I do have pencils that have a higher number than a 2. Again, I just didn't have enough to get out to every single person in the class. So we are just going to use the H pencils that have a 2 on it. Okay. I think that is it.